Hello everyone, Switch Up here. This video is actually an answer video to one question to one of my subscribers. Bilkis Habid asked me about why I'm focusing so much energy on my stories. And his question is, I have a question, dude. What drives you to make these amazing videos? What gives you the energy to do this work? And I know I'm one of them, but why are you accepting so many requests? I know you're determined to finish it, but my question is why? Well, my answer to this is, Bilkis, it's quite simple. Well, you see, when I first started my channel for about 10 years ago, I had no plans for any of those sort of things to do. I was originally planning to do random videos actually, but since I after started to see some other people's My Little Ponies videos, so I thought maybe I could do something similar. So I used it of the main six and some other few characters. And since then, the questions then they're always since usually after the first questions, or the first stories I made, they were actually becoming other requests back then. I mean, after my first stories, I didn't expect that many people to like them so well, and I was not even expecting any requests for other stories. Since I have decided after I had made those stories, I was planning to go back to random stories again or random videos. But in fact, this took me as a big surprise. Many of the stories were made as a request. And since I made those requests, I wasn't expecting for more. And from that day, all the requests came back forward and over and over. Even the numbers of requests are increasing for almost every day. And I know that many want their stories to be made, and it takes time to make just one story after another. And you ask me why I'm doing these stories. Well, you see, and what you also ask what gives me the energy to do this work, and why I'm so determined to finish them. Well, since this channel is based to make entertainment, and I wanted to make the stories because of that. I want to make other people happy. I'm just making these stories to make others just happy. That is one of the things that drives me to make the stories. And at first, when I made the stories, I had comments that the grammar wasn't that good actually, but over time it was better. But what drives me the most to make those stories is actually that people ask me to make their stories. And even though I had got so many requests over time, and it takes time just to find the good pictures or even good material for the stories. And one of the reasons why it takes some time for the other people's stories to be made. Well, that is just one of the things that I have other plans for the stories to be made, and then I had other projects to make. But it is sometimes when it takes time to me to make the other people's stories, it's actually just one good reason. And sometimes I don't even have any inspiration for just. Even I said more or less previous videos that I can see a part of a story used in one of the pictures, but sometimes I can't. And sometimes I don't have any ideas for how to make the story, even though people want me to make these stories. But that is just one of the things that actually drives me the most, to focus to help others. Not only to make my own stories to help other people to be happy, but I was inspired by many other people like Dr. Wolf, Lightning Bliss, and even Disney Fanatic 2364 of her stories was L. But I was also heard from other subscribers that I was actually inspiring them to make their own stories. And that makes me very happy. Even that gives me even more of energy to help others to get them inspired to make their own stories. That is one of the most basic understanding for myself. I know that many things that I'm only doing this because, well, for myself. No. I'm doing these videos and other stories I make just to make others happy. There are no secret agenda about this. I only make these stories because I want to make others happy. That is the only reason. I know that many have asked me their requests for the past few years about their stories. And many of them are still waiting for them. And then perhaps thinking, oh, he must have forgotten about them, then have to ask them again. But I haven't forgotten. And you all have to understand. Over the last almost like past 3 years now, since I started with these love stories, and the number of requests has been increased over the past 3 years. I can get perhaps like 10 or, well, from like maybe like 5 or 10 requests per week or more. So you can basically understand how many times I get so many requests. So they're easy for me to forget about all of those requests. And even I said I will do them, but even since I get so many requests for the past few weeks back and so, and since many people ask me, can you do this story? Can you do this? And I also said, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. But you have to understand, most of the time when I get this request, the number has increased in so much. And it is easily forgot about those stories requests as well. If you made stories like me and you had requests to make stories like this for perhaps, well, almost like 10 requests per week, you can easily forget how many people want you to make the stories. And since you have been focused on one story and the next one, and you had promised to make the other people's stories, but you have to understand that it's easy to forget all about them. Even though this takes time to make one story and the next one. And I know that many are still wondering and waiting for their stories, but I'm not saying this, I'm not going to make those stories, but I will. It is sometimes I forgot about them, since I have been perhaps doing so many stories over the past just in 1 week. It is easy for me to forget some of the people's requests, but when I go back to reading through those comments, then that is easy for me to understand. Oh, I forgot about this story, and then I focus on that one. But you want to understand, just after I have made one story and I posted it on my channel, immediately, perhaps just shortly after, I have many requests in it. It takes just one video and next. I just saying this, I can't even imagine how people think and understand how much work there is behind one video and next. But I'm saying this, that is what drives me the most to make this energy and get rid of energy to make one story. Even if it's just one story or another theory video or even a review, but you all have to understand it takes time. Even I am so determined to make your story as soon as it's possible, but even it takes a bit more time. I'm just saying, I know that many of you are still wondering your stories that we will be uploaded, but it will. Just you have to be patient. I know that many of you isn't that patient, but you have to understand. I can't focus on one story in the next and right after the next one every day. it tires me out. And I have other things to do. I have work is at least 4 days a week, but now I have vacation from work, which is in 4 weeks, and I'm glad for. And and even so, I'm still focused. Even I have vacation from work, and I still try to relax as much as I can. But I will make stories during my vacation. And I know you, Bilkis, has your request to make your story. And to be honest, I had totally forgot about which was the story it was about. But you should understand that since many people ask me to tell stories as well, so it's easy for me to forget one person's stories request than another. But I will make a story as soon as possible. But if I remember, if I remember your story, we will, it will be made as soon as possible. But if you could help me to remember what the story was about, you can leave that in the comment section below. Just please leave that in the comment section below, and I promise you that will be the next story I will probably make soon as possible. I haven't even started on the next story yet, so that will probably one of the best first as I can do. And I hope this video answers your question about what drives me and what gives me the energy to make these videos, and why I'm even so determined. Well, I hope this answers all of your questions and what you thought, and perhaps mostly because what drives me is to get this energy and so determined why I'm doing this series. Well, Bilkis Habid, I hope you enjoyed this answer video, and as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.